I recovered my spell slots and health. Casually walk back in. Gets one shot by the big bad evil guy in the next room anyways. Totally worth it though. Hey, what's up everybody, SkyDieRay here. Welcome to another DnDGreentext video. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing great. Before jumping into this video, I just want to remind you, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, to consider doing that. And if you're bored of hearing this, maybe consider clicking the bell to get notified. But if you don't want, I can't force you. I'm not your parents or anything. I can't force you to do this. So I mean, yeah, okay, fine, enjoy the video. But maybe at least leave a like? Okay, thank you. Alright, enjoy the video. Also, a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, World Anvil, but more on that later. Deadweight doesn't vote. Bard player won't shut up about getting a goose as a pet. He won't stop trying to derail over things that no one else cares about. Also, he's completely useless in combat. He keeps trying to use spells to create campfires, sparks, and noises to try and scare the enemies, but of course it doesn't work. Talks about using Mage Hand to fight using a sword. I ask about how the party feels about me as a warlock summoning demons. The bard responds by saying, yeah, I think that's gonna be a pass. How the f do you deal with want to do everything and want no one else to have any fun? Simple. Tell him you don't care about the opinion of someone role-playing feeble-mind and ask the rest of the party individually. No, only the DM can create any meaningful story. Get the f out. Am I in the wrong? I like to do a lot of work when building characters. I write a lot and go through quite a bit of legwork for their story and the like. In the last instance, I did the following. Wrote about 10,000 words of backstory as a short novel of their early life as a student of a religious order. Condensed all the information in the novel into 4 sections. The sections being NPCs, events, skills, and symbols. The condensed version fit into less than a page. NPCs were a list of NPCs that my character knew and their significance to my character. Events were a few formative events in his life. Skills were a list of specific explanations of his mechanical skills, like the fact that he was a skilled artist specifically for anatomical drawings. Symbols were things in his life and his reaction to them, like a phobia of darkness. I based this off of what I knew of the setting. It was a published setting, so I pulled from that. Made it very clear to the GM that I did not expect him to read the novel, but hoped that he would look over the summary. Was asking for too much? He actually removed me from the game after I tried going over stuff with him. Yeah, well, if we can trust this Anon guy, to be honest with what he says here, it's unreasonable what the DM did, yes, that's unreasonable, but there's also a chance that these events are not presented truthfully. You know, I mean, there's a chance that maybe the player actually tried to have more influence over the game than it appears. Like, I don't know, I wanted to be mad at the DM initially, but I went through some of the comments on the post as well, and it kind of made me realize that there is a chance that the player literally made something OP or broken or something like that, and it really would not have been fun to have that character for everyone else. But yeah, anyway, like, if you're a DM and you're unreasonable about your characters, your players basically putting in effort, like, that doesn't make any sense, right? There has to be something wrong with the character specifically, or like they know too much, or they have too much of an influence, or something like that. Right? Before we continue, a quick word from the sponsor of this video, World Anvil. World Anvil is the ultimate RPG campaign manager and a great tool for building homebrew worlds. It allows you to easily plan everything in your campaign, like keeping notes, organizing worlds, creating homebrew encounters. It offers a digital GM screen, diplomacy webs and timelines, which are some of my favorite features of the app actually. Those look pretty amazing. Family trees, bloodlines, and even stuff like linking and cross-referencing, which make it a great tool for writers as well, if you're into that. There are more than 30 supported game systems. This includes all the D&D editions, Pathfinder, Fate, Powered by the Apocalypse. I saw all the Star games like Star Trek, Star Wars, Starfinder in there as well. So they offer a lot of game systems, and all the basic features are available at no cost. So check out World Anvil at the link in the description or at worldanvil.com/sky, and also you can use code SKY for 30% off all annual memberships. And thanks again, World Anvil, for sponsoring today's video. Jedi Speedrun, Wizards of the Coast Star Wars RPG. This happened around 2009 in the Wizards edition of the Star Wars RPG. We had a lot of great moments in our RPGs, but this one is my favorite. GM decides for our next game that we'll be playing the Star Wars RPG. Group is fairly new, only having completed one short 4th edition campaign previously, so the GM goes easy on us, anticipating that we won't be able to creatively worm out our way out of situations. Both campaigns have been mostly on rails. The GM also has a very strict sense of honor and rules as written when it comes to the party's decisions. Note this for later. We all make our Republic characters. Only one Jedi in the group. Long live the Republic. Fast track campaign. It lasts for several months, and we have standard adventures during the Yuuzhan Vong War, which we're heavily involved in. Start getting close to max level after doing a lot of damage to the Vong Empire. The GM explains that an important section of the game is coming up that will take us an estimated 8 to 14 sessions to complete. The GM had been working on a Vong capital ship dungeon that had a huge map for an entire month in his spare time. This was the first time using minis, so the GM put in a lot of extra work to give us a complete map with 10 or so levels. Start off a new session, investigating a distress call adjacent to an outer rim star. The group senses a trap, but takes the bait anyway. We arrive, dangerously close to the Roche limit of the star, and begin approaching a wrecked ship. Thermal sensors begin to blare. Ship computer tells us that the ship will be destroyed in about 500 feet if we keep going, so we near the wreckage. A Vong capital ship slips out of hyperspace behind us, very close to our ship, trapping us. Oh shit! That JPEG. Capital and support ships begin approaching. Party scrambles to figure out our best course of action. Jump to hyperspace? No time to turn around. Try to flee or fight? We'll be destroyed immediately. Jedi remains silent, staring out at the ship as it closes in. Capital ship stops above us, begins using a tractor beam to pull us into its docking bay. The Jedi confirms with the GM that the Vong ship is still facing the star. The Jedi raises his hands. The GM gives Jedi player a slightly amused look and asks him to roll. Opposed DC 40, so he needs to roll high. GM rolls well, but the Jedi crits. Jedi expends a portion of his vitality to use move object on the capital ship. Rules state that objects need to be within 10 meters to begin the skill and can be moved 4 times user's force level, which was 18 in this case, meters. The GM is impressed but isn't worried yet. The Jedi says he'll maintain. 2 more turns. The pilot is able to free us from the tractor beam by beating a moderate DC check. The Jedi rolls 2 more times, both enough to pass DC 40. The GM's face drops as he begins scouring the rulebook. The GM isn't able to contest the action via rules, so the Jedi continues. The Jedi slowly moves the ship closer to the star. The Jedi loses control of the ship, but there isn't enough time for the Vong ship to slow down with reverse thrusters using ship combat rules. We watch as the ship disintegrates to the tidal and thermal forces of the star. The GM is dumbfounded. He stares at his notes for a minute and then begins to pack them up. Explains the big bad evil guy was on the ship, and that was to be the ending portion of our campaign. He hadn't even worked out possible endings yet. My face when we spend the rest of the evening rolling characters for our upcoming Dark Heresy campaign. Yeah, okay. Honestly, I don't know how the DM managed to keep it together. I would imagine that I would be so mad if that happened. Like, imagine working on something for a month for a campaign, and then it's completely destroyed in the course of 5 minutes or like whatever, a few rounds, by something that you didn't even consider. Also, another side note, I'm really glad, like, I don't know how they ended the campaign or whatever, if the DM gave them an ending afterwards, but I'm really glad that he allowed them to do that. Like, he didn't decide that because he didn't want that to happen, he wouldn't let it happen, you know? Also, if you wanna see more Star Wars stuff, check out the prequel memes video. There should be a link somewhere, or if you go on the channel, you can find it easily. I did a video going over Reddit prequel memes. It's pretty fun Star Wars stuff. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Everyone has to start somewhere. We played with a first-time DM the other night. He asked us all to make a level 1 character using standard array. Not a bad start. Here's how the session went. Not 1, but 2 DMPCs. Deck of many things is given out with all the bad cards removed, and we all have to draw. Tells us the AC of what we attack. Gives out rerolls willy-nilly. Argues for almost 10 minutes about adding proficiency and or strength or dexterity to hit and damage rolls, despite being shown the pages. We can only add proficiency to hit rolls and no modifier at all to damage. The NPC1 kills the NPC2 mid-combat to prove a point and levels up to 3. changed his mind on hit and damage, and now it's just strength and dex to hit and damage both. Proficiency doesn't count. Goblin, NPC's wife. Everyone gets a random magic item that isn't explained to us at all. Same time next week? 4 hours of my life that I can't get back. I wish I was joking. I wish he was joking. I'm probably going to play next week to see if it was just first time nerves. Also, our usual DM, who was just a PC this time, is going to speak to him. Okay, the only weird thing, because I got the impression that he's not a first time player, just a first time DM. He should know the rules, right? If that's the case. Otherwise, I mean, it's kind of understandable. Maybe brush up on those before the game, but I mean, this was not that bad. I mean, you could change things and improve, yeah, but at least you had another DM. If I were the other DM that was playing as a PC this time, I probably wouldn't be complaining too much. No, but I mean, besides the goblin, which is f***ed up, by the way, and don't do that, it's not that bad, I think, for a first-time DM. Following the leader wherever he may go. Party is picking a direction to travel. The leader picks the obviously wrong direction. My character distrusts the leader implicitly, and I ask for a check. My character realizes the way we need to go is the opposite direction. DM. No metagaming, guys. Didn't your DM just mean that your character has to tell them, otherwise they can't know? No, he was talking about second guessing the leader's bad survival check. Okay, did you... Bold claim from me, okay? Bold accusations. Have you considered telling him that your character distrusts the leader and that's why you made the check? Instead of posting it on 4chan? If you did that, then yeah, okay, it's fine, but you know. My party sold their souls. Be me, DM of like 7 people. Be not me, like 7 people. Big bad evil guy, unknown to them, walks up to my party and asks if they want to be enlightened. The guy has extra appendages and stuff. Simic hybrid. One party member, the Warforged Artificer, accepts. He's then told to allow the big bad evil guy to stab him. The Warforged actually lets him. He comes back unable to attack the big bad evil guy. The rest of the party sees this, and their first thought is to do it too, leading to half of the party being enlightened. They fight each other, and the unenlighteneds win. Yeah, next time I think you should consider, I really recommend this, okay? Go to a library and find a puzzle book for toddlers or up to 4-year-olds. Should be fine, should be like a bit challenging but still nice for the players. So yeah, good luck with that. Do we have time for one more? Yeah, I think this one is kind of short, so I think we should be fine. I said we're resting now. Be me, forever DM, finally playing. Be not me, my sister, DMing her first one-shot. Classic pyramid dungeon with bigger on the inside mechanics. Eventually reached the first boss room. It's Anubis. Like, actually Anubis. Crysian level 1 sorcerer.mp3. Anubis is way underpowered, and eventually goes down. Still a tough fight though. Out of spell slots. Low on health. DM. So, as you move into the next room, me interrupting. Did the door lock behind me when I entered? DM. No, I guess it's still open. Me. Cool, I'm gonna leave now. I casually make my way to the entrance, set up my tent, and take a nap. DM. You can't do that. Me. Why not? DM eyebrow twitch, trademark. I recovered my spell slots and health. Casually walk back in. Gets one shot by the big bad evil guy in the next room anyways. Totally worth it though. Always worth it if you can stick it to the DM. Alright, on that note, we're gonna end this video here, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you did and subscribe for more if you haven't already. Consider checking out the Star Wars video if you haven't already. There's a link for that in the description, maybe, or you can find it on the channel. A big thank you goes to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon. It's really appreciated, guys. So thank you for the support given there. It means a lot, so thank you for that. Links below for that, for the Discord and subreddit if you want to check those out. If you want to follow me on social media as well. And yeah, that's it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, bye!